Hi everyone. Today I will mention the concept of synthetic money. I'll say why it is so popular, why synthetic money generates an opportunity for cash and carry arbitrage, how there is around $300 to $500 million waiting on the sidelines for an opportunity to buy spot BTC, and I'll just mention what happened in 2017 bubble. Please like, comment and subscribe. Please have a look at the links below with my referral links, which will save you some money. So my own concept of synthetic money revolves around the phenomenon of easily accessible leverage, creating an opportunity to use synthetic dollars. And massive leverage on Bitmex and other derivatives exchanges allow very easy access to very large amounts of money. And by synthetic money, I mean money at Bitmex, and one synthetic dollar is $1 worth of Bitcoin locked in a 1x short on Bitmex. Normal money is the money we use at normal spot exchanges, and my semi-synthetic money is the term that I use to refer to Bitfinex platform, where there is a lot of leverage available. Well, it's not big leverage, it's up to 5x, but there is decent amount of money you can borrow and use on Bitfinex. So how does the synthetic and normal money influence the spot price? You can sell or buy $10 million worth of Bitcoin on Bitmex, and the price doesn't really react. So you can see that by selling, but instantly selling $10 million worth of Bitcoin, the price pretty much doesn't move. The price at the moment is $9,030. If you sell $10 million, you will bring it down by $30. If you buy $10 million, you will pump it up by $47. That is not a huge impact. How about the semi-synthetic money? So Bitfinex marketplace, where loans are fairly cheap and easily available, and small amount of leverage can be applied. Let's just assume that Bitcoin is $10,000 for simplicity. So 1,000 Bitcoin is $10 million worth of Bitcoin. So on Bitfinex, if you buy $10 million worth of Bitcoin, you will push the price up to 9,160. So that's significantly higher than 9,065, which we currently have on Bitmex. And if you sell $10 million worth of Bitcoin on Bitfinex, you will push it down to 8,890, while on Bitmex you would only push it to 8,000, well, to around 9,000 more or less. However, things get interesting when you look at what is considered normal money, normal US dollars. So what normal US dollars can buy you? Let's go to Bitstamp, and on Bitstamp, if you want to buy $10 million worth of Bitcoin instantly in a single buy, you will push the price up on Bitstamp to 9,800. How about Kraken? Buy $10 million worth of Bitcoin and you push it up to 9.5k. Same pretty much on Coinbase. So $10 million is around here, and that pushes the price to 9,400 and a little bit. And the same is true for the sell side. So you sell 10 million and you push it down around $500. So you can see that selling and buying spot has way higher impact, and I can guarantee you that if you take your $10 million and do that buy and sell on the spot market, it will not be all easily arbitraged. It will have a significant market influence, while selling $10 million worth of stuff on Bitmex will not really have a huge impact. So why not all market impact of the synthetic money is being absorbed by the spot marketplace? It will make sense that if you push the price down to, let's say, $9,000, people arbitraging Bitmex will just instantly arb that difference to the spot markets and change the global price to 9,000. Well, that's not really the case, because the people in this order book are not only arbitrageurs. There is plenty of other activity going on in this order book. So large part of this is gamblers, and these gamblers will absorb the buy or sell pressure, and they will not transfer that into the spot market price. Another activity are some gambling bots. Well, these, I call them gambling, but they manage risk pretty well, and they will absorb some long wicks, and they may just slowly offload it afterwards. And at no point they intend to offload this on the spot marketplace. And part of the reason is that the spot marketplace is quite expensive to trade. There are much higher fees and a lot of slippage. There are also market makers which take advantage of volatility, and while a well-disciplined and low-risk market maker will hedge instantly, some of these market makers will accept to have a large delta, which is large exposure, long or short to Bitcoin, and they will just accept it as a risk, and they will aim to offload that when the price goes the other direction, hoping that it will. So why is synthetic money so popular? Well, first of all, there is massive leverage, which allows people to get a taste of massive gains. If you go 50x and you're right, you'll make a large amount of money. And every punter, every gambler on Bitmex must have had some of these massive wins, and he got the taste of that win. And that's quite addictive. The fees on synthetic marketplaces like derivative platforms are very low, way lower than the fees on spot exchanges. There is no KYC, no AML. In a lot of places, trading derivatives does not incur, it is not considered a taxable event. Also on Bitmex, there is a massive insurance fund, and it ensures safety of your funds, safety of your positions. And that brings us to the cash and carry arbitrage, a very, very simple arbitrage where you buy a futures contract, you sell a futures contract at a premium. Here, the futures contract for June is trading at only $40 premium. So you sell this contract, you buy spot Bitcoin at $9,037, and you lock in profit of $50, which expires in 2 months, almost 2 months. This profit of $40 is quite pathetic, and it's pretty low, but usually most of the year it is way higher. And this is the chart of the Bitcoin swap basis, and you can see this red line, which represents 0, and every time the blue line, which is the premium on Bitmex USD XBT USD swap, whenever it crosses the red line to the upside, the funding will go above 0.01% per 8 hours. Whenever it goes down, the premium will push that 8 hourly funding below 0.01% per 8 hours. And you can see that most of the year it is actually positive if we just ignore this abnormal period when Bitcoin has dumped from 6K to 3K and stayed there for a few months. Most of the year it is actually positive, and you will notice that it just oscillates, it goes above and below, and cash and carry arbitrage can be best executed when there is a premium. When there is a discount, it's harder because you need to get short exposure, and usually when the premiums are low, short exposure is expensive and difficult to get. So cash and carry is easiest and mostly available when there is a premium. And there is a premium pretty much every month, more or less. So you can see that this line crosses the 0 line pretty much every month or every 2 months. And this allows plenty of opportunities to sell futures at a decent premium. And by decent premium, I mean anything above 10% yearly. So here is an example. You buy $1 million worth of Bitcoin with money you have lying around, which you don't have to borrow, and then deposit this Bitcoin into Bitmex and then go 1x short on the futures. And that ensures that your money generates more than 10% yearly yield, and this is a very high yield in the current 0% yield environment. So it makes quite a lot of sense to do this cash and carry. And as you can see, every time you can see that this premium crosses 0 quite frequently, and every time it crosses 0, the premium on the futures go pretty much almost always above 10% yearly, and that creates a decent opportunity for cash and carry arbitrage. So most of the year you can ensure good profit. So all these guys who were doing cash and carry were forced to close their positions and close their cash and carry when the premiums have dumped. So they were short futures, they owned some Bitcoin, and when the futures went into massive backwardation, it was massively profitable for them to rebuy their futures at a massive discount and then sell spot BTC to reduce their exposure to 0, because these guys, most of them are not interested in gambling on Bitcoin. They are interested in zero risk, almost zero risk profit. So they were forced to sell spot Bitcoin, and they sold into, well, most likely bids of long-term holders. The short-term gamblers usually operate on derivatives. The spot trading is too expensive for them to flip long and short. And while selling Bitcoin on derivatives exchange didn't have massive effect on the spot Bitcoin price per se, people who arbitraged it to spot, they created this massive dump to 3.6 or 3.8k on the 12th of March. So all these guys are just sitting there in the sidelines. As you can see, there isn't much premium at the moment. The Bitcoin swap trades at a discount to the US dollar. There is no premium on the futures. So all these guys who were forced to sell, they are still sitting and waiting. They are waiting for premiums on the futures to spike so that they get a good opportunity to sell the futures and rebuy the spot. So they are sitting in cash. If enough gamblers open longs on Bitcoin derivatives, the premium will go above 10% yearly, and I think this is considered a sweet spot for a lot of the cash and carry arbitrageurs. I think at that point the cash and carry arbitrageurs will put their cash into work, and they will buy spot Bitcoin and they will sell the derivatives. And you can probably guess what will be the most likely market effect of such activity. They will buy large amounts of spot Bitcoin, and at the point when there is a premium, be it at 10k or be it at 7k, if there is a premium, this large amount of money will be put into buying spot Bitcoin. It has not been put into buying spot Bitcoin since the big dump on the 12th of March, which has been almost 2 months ago, because there was just not enough premium. And how does all this reflect on the Bitcoin price? You can see that at this point, when there was a massive discount, all this cash and carry was not profitable, and these guys were just waiting and they couldn't do anything. However, at some point the premiums spike, and this translated into the massive move up in the Bitcoin price. And you can actually see quite a good correlation between the Bitcoin, the BTC USD swap discount and premium, and the price of Bitcoin in the following time. So you can see that there was a big discount here. It resulted in a big pump afterwards. There was a big premium here, and it resulted in a big decline afterwards. There is a big discount here, and it has resulted in a big move up. Can it be higher? Yeah, certainly it can. If you look here, there was a discount here, and it resulted in the price going up. And then as the price goes up, usually it pushes the premiums up, and then premiums up result in the price going down. So most of the time, this correlation pretty much works. And I will end this with just mention of the funny phenomenon that these cash and carry guys who buy spot Bitcoin and sell futures, they sometimes engage into more complex operations. They sometimes use some leverage. When they borrow money and when they are leveraged, sometimes when the premium is absolutely bonkers, they might be forced into rebuying their sold futures. So if a cash and carry arbitrager has some more complex operations which involve some leverage, maybe someone utilizes swap as a substitute for spot Bitcoin, then in these circumstances, the person who sold futures might at some point be forced to rebuy it at the top at a massive premium, and the premium can go even higher than $1,000 per Bitcoin. So there is this funny thing when people who are supposed to be risk-free, they are forced to buy at the top at a massive premium. So that is it. That's the concept of synthetic money. Why synthetic money is so popular, the basics of cash and carry arbitrage, and where this strategy is at the moment, the market impact of synthetic money, and how these cash and carry guys will soon be lured into buying spot Bitcoin and selling derivatives when there is a premium. And I cannot tell whether there will be a premium at 10K or whether the premium will develop after a dump to 7K or whatever. I can't tell. The only thing I can tell is that a lot of these cash and carry guys, they've been waiting for an opportunity, and there has been no opportunity for 2 months. Thank you very much for watching. Please give me the thumbs up. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a look at the links below.